Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Castlekeeper Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to be continuing the series of character class spotlights. This batch coming from the Adventurer's Backpack, and today I'm going to focus on the magic user. So, if you've been following along with these all along the way, you know that. Most of the character classes that are in the Adventurer's Backpack, I consider those to be very niche and very, you should be very selective with your players if they're looking to play any of those classes and really try to think about how you can work them in to your either ongoing campaign or how to build a campaign around those particular character classes. Um, Another thing that you might do is you might consider as a castle keeper to use some, if not all of those, for NPCs, and that way it adds a new layer to the player's interaction with the world that they're in, and it might spur some additional role playing and just additional inspiration for the players in your world when they encounter these fairly obscure character classes for the first time, and it might actually spark their interest to give some of those a try as well. So without further ado, let's jump right into and take a look at the magic user. Now, you're probably like, wow, the magic user is not like an obscure character class, but what we found, or at least I have discovered with many of these coming out of the Adventurer's Backpack, is that Castles and Crusades really does have a unique take on some of these character classes, and so they're not always what they might seem to be when you just hear the name of them. Once you start digging into the description, it's like, wow, this is really something that is either very literal, um, or or it might be something that's just completely different than what you were expecting, right? So let's take a look at the magic user. So here we go, and let me just expand on this a little bit. So the magic user, primary attribute for the magic user is charisma, and I am going to launch right off and say I scratch my head at this choice. So, and there's been a few of these like this, and I would love to talk to either Stephen or Davis and see where the thinking was with some of these. So, magic user is certainly going to be an example of that as well. I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm just saying it's a head scratcher. Okay, so let's move on. So, where magic lingers in the fabric of a world, where it is woven into the curtain of life, where the language of it creates all things, in such worlds, magic is governed by laws known only to a few. These are the magic users, seers who peer through the veil of the world around them and piece together its many constituent parts. They master the laws and language of magic and wield them as weapons like no other. The magic user taps into the net of magic that lingers in all things and converts it to their use. They see the world differently than most. They see the aura of things, the latent energies, both positive and negative, that hold the fabric of reality together. To them, motions, thoughts, and deeds are all part of a vast script playing out before them. They are dauntless in their quest to master it and hunger for a power that no others can wield quite like them. Magic users come from all walks of life, for their abilities are not tied to or restricted by any school or guild. They are born with the innate awareness and understanding of the world's magic. At their core, They are driven by a desire to control their world, perhaps to benefit others, perhaps to serve their own selfish whims. It is this drive, matched with their understanding of magic, that allows them to channel the arcane energies of other spellcasters or magical items. They are not bound by the strictures of other magic using classes, and because their magic is limited, they master the use of arms and armor. However, they are not bound to it like the warrior classes. Why wear a suit of chain when you can weave the language of magic into your very shirt and make it as hard as steel? For these reasons, a magic user is considered a dangerous foe, for the art of their power lies in the tapestry of the magics which bind the world around them. They draw it out and into themselves, brandishing it as they desire, for there are no others with such gifts. So, their abilities, beginning with channeling magic. Channel magic. The magic user is able to draw magic from the world around them and channel it to their own use. With this ability, they utilize siege points to enhance attribute bonuses, imbue a weapon with a bonus to hit or damage, grant a bonus to armor class, heal hit points damage, or even enhance the power of spells cast by others. They can assign these siege points to anyone, anything, or any situation they desire, and may split their siege points between various targets. As the magic user gains levels, they gain more siege points to use on a daily basis. A magic user begins play with 4 siege points, gaining 4 per level until the 11th level. At 11th level, they gain 2 per level thereafter. Channeling magic requires 1 round to cast, meaning it takes place during the caster's initiative action for that round. A magic user can use in a single round a number of siege points equal to the character's level. The duration of the siege points depends on the action taken as noted below. Any time an attribute check is called for, the magic user can use channel magic to grant that attribute check a bonus by spending siege points. They can grant bonuses on their own checks or to any target they desire, so long as the target is within 100 feet plus 10 feet per level and within sight of the magic user. The duration is instant. The bonus is equal to the amount of siege points the magic user assigns to the individual check. They can only alter one attribute check in any given round. Items can be temporarily enchanted by spending siege points. Weapons that are enchanted gain a bonus to hit and to damage for each siege point expended. Only 5 siege points can be spent on any one item. Armor that is enchanted gains a +1 AC modifier for each siege point used. Other items can be enchanted as well. These will gain a bonus equal to the siege points spent. A door may gain a bonus against being broken in, a rope from breaking, and so on. The magic user can only alter one item in any given round. For items, the duration of the enhanced bonus is 1 round plus 1 round per level. For example, a shield granted a +1 bonus by a second level magic user will retain that bonus for 3 rounds, 1 round plus 2 rounds for the character level. An item can be altered to grant it abilities it does not possess. For example, a shirt or robe can be given an AC bonus, however, the items do not stack. If a magic user were to give a +5 AC to a robe and a +5 AC to a shirt, it would impart a +5 AC. Giving +5 AC to a shirt and a +5 AC to pants would grant them a +5 AC on their body and legs. All right. So cloak and shirt do not combine up. They're the same body part being covered. So you'd still only have a +5 AC. Hit points can be restored at a rate of 1 hit point per siege point used. The hit points are restored in a manner identical to a heal spell. Enhancing a spell cast by another spellcaster requires a bit more power. Every 2 siege points assigned by a magic user enhances the casting level of another spellcaster by 1 level, increasing the casting level abilities of the caster as it concerns to range, duration, and etc. For example, a 3rd level magic user uses 4 siege points to enhance a 5th level wizard's fireball. The fireball spell, which is typically would do 5d6 of damage, instead is cast as a 7th level caster, thus increasing the damage to 7d6. They can only enhance one caster in any given round. The duration is instant. Note, this does not increase the actual level of the caster. The enhanced caster cannot cast spells they would not normally be allowed to cast. It only increases the spell being cast as if it were being cast by a more powerful caster. Detect magic. The magic user has the ability to detect magic as the spell. This is an innate ability, so it has no duration nor limit to the number of times it can be used in any period of time. Um, that's a huge bonus. I know my players are always trying to figure out, well, what of these items is actually magic, and they need to cast a detect magic spell. Locate magic item. The magic user can locate magic items up to 400 feet distance. This ability acts similar to detect object spell but applies to magic items. The magic user need not be familiar with the item in question. Um, it seems to be another one of those at will things as well, although it would probably take an action to do so. Read magic. This is intelligence based. The magic user has the ability to read magic upon a successful intelligence check. Use magic. The magic user can use all types of magic items. Limitations of class, race, alignment, or other do not apply to a magic user. They can use all types of scrolls, including all divine and arcane spell scrolls. Identify, also intelligence based. At 3rd level, the magic user can identify as the spell a magic item once per day with a successful intelligence check. Transfer magic. At level 8, the magic user can transfer the magic from one item to another during the process of creating a new magic item, not one enhanced through the channel magic ability. For example, a magic user with a Frostbrand sword can transfer the Frostbrand attack into another weapon or appropriate item during the creation process. Further, every bonus modified, such as a +2 and a +2 sword, can be used to recharge magic items at a rate of 1 to 10. Only the magical power from the source item is transferred, not any additional effects it may have. For example, a magic user transfers the entire bonus modifier of +3 Frostbrand sword to recharge a wand of fireballs, granting 30 charges to the wand, while the sword loses its +3 bonus modifier but keeps the Frostbrand brand effect. All right, so you can basically strip the pluses away from one item and charge up another, like a wand or a staff or something, giving it 10 charges for every 1 point that you reduced. Um, I'm not quite sure that's a very practical use. Um, of taking away the +3 Frostbrand ability and taking that +3 just to recharge a wand up to 30 charges. Weird. Anyway, permanence intelligence. All right. So permanence is an intelligence based. At level 10, the magic user can make permanent any single enchantment to an item granted by the channeling magic ability. The CL, which is the challenge level, is equal to 10 plus the bonus of the item. However, doing so causes a temporary loss of 1 constitution point for a month and a constitution saving throw to prevent the loss from becoming permanent. So, yeah, this has some downside to it, although you have a very good chance of being successful, only having a challenge level of a 10 plus whatever the bonus of the item is. So let's say it's a +2 sword that you're trying to permanently enchant. Your chance would be a 12, and you would reduce your constitution by 1 month in order to do so. And then you'd have to make a saving throw. If you fail that constitution saving throw, you will lose that constitution point permanently. So, um, I see because of that. Now, this is a prime attribute of this class is charisma. Um, and I don't see that connection. That's what I'm talking about. The prime attribute for this character class should have either been intelligence, or because of that last permanence part, I would say constitution is super, super important if you're going to look to create permanent magic items at level 10. So the charisma, I don't see the connection. So, like I said, I don't always agree with these things, or I'm scratching my head trying to figure out where did charisma come from. So, anyway, prime attribute charisma, I would certainly homebrew that and change that. Hit die is D8, so much higher than you would typically associate with a magic using class. Weapons, any, again, armor, any, again, not usually associated with magic classes. Their abilities, I went over those already. They have their basic to hit is 0 at first, as usual. 2 to 3, so levels 2 and 3 is still a +1. Levels 4 and 5 +2. Levels 6 and 7 are +3, and so on, all the way to level 12, a +6 basic to hit. And there you have the very enigmatic magic user as far as the class goes, and certainly the prime attribute attached to that class. I selected this picture because, I could really imagine that this is a magic user. As you can see, she does not have to have any restrictions on armor or weapon. And maybe she drew upon the power of nature here that she is in to imbue a magical enhancement to the sword that she's carrying. So that's why I grabbed this picture when I saw it. I was like, hey, that's really catches my catches my impression of this character class. Um, this could have easily been called the Enchanter as well, because that's kind of what they're doing for the most part. Is they are harnessing magical energy and then converting it into various uses and such. So an enchanter, I think, might be a better way of thinking about this character class. And again, like I said, the prime attribute for the class really doesn't make much sense to me. So let me know what you think about this in the questions and comments section. In the comments there. So if you have any questions about it, if you want to, if you want to clear something up, I mean, I would love for either Stephen or Davis Chenault to, pop in and say, hey, this is why we did that. I would love to speak to them, or at least exchange conversation in the comments section. That would be very, very useful. And if you've played this class before, I'd love to hear about it and hear how unique and interesting or fun it was to play. If you're a castle keeper and you've allowed this in your game, um, how did the player deal with it? How did the player actually use it to enhance the group dynamic as they're going through their adventures? And for anybody else that's not familiar with the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out there. I take these and I post them on Facebook, Twitter, and obviously on YouTube. I am looking to expand to Rumble, but I might do some things on Rumble that are Rumble exclusive and still maintain some things here as YouTube exclusives. I'm still kind of trying to work that out, and just be ready to catch up on some more videos that are coming up. So I will do the next class spotlight on Tuesday. I'm going to try to get back to my Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Obviously, July 4th fell on Tuesday, so it kind of threw my whole planning and everything out for the week. So I hope to get back on track on Tuesdays and Thursdays for character class spotlights, and then just responding to any of your comments in case you're going to ask me to take a look at something that is either related to Castles and Crusades or something else. And like I said, I am looking to expand onto Rumble, and I'll see if if any of you are looking to um, follow over there as well. I super appreciate that. I'm going to do an announcement video here when I do get that set up and ready to roll out. And I'd love for some of you to join me over there, if not all of you, join me over there as well, and you will see a difference between the channel here and the channel there, at least in some particular ways. So anyway, thanks for joining as always. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon or in person at a convention. Also, within the next couple of weeks and months, I have at least one convention that I'm already scheduled to attend, and that's in September. And absolutely going to go to the next Rising Phoenix, which will be in April of next year. So those are the two conventions, live conventions, that I plan on going to. And I'll see if anything else pops up between August and that April that I might also attend as well. So have a great rest of your day, and thanks for joining.